All right, and welcome to episode 41 here, Phoenix Rising Live, and the idea of listening to the silence. What does that mean? It's really in the silence where all the answers are found. If you think about the noise of life, that represents the problem, the chatter of the mind is ongoing, incessant, consistently looking and searching for things that it will never find. And in the silence, the solution becomes apparent, and suddenly you know what to do, when to do it. The inspiration comes, you get an inspired idea to move your life forward, and it doesn't have to be big and profound like fireworks going off. It's just a subtle whisper guiding you to the next step of your life. So really tune into that and practice it right now with me here. Practice this idea of listening to the silence. And notice that silent power in between my words, in between your thoughts, listening to the silence of your mind. It's not coming from your mind's simply turning off, and you're observing reality, observing what is, observing existence, observing life through the essence of spirit. And so consider, what does that mean to you? What does living an enlightened life mean to you? What does that look like for you? Is that what you're looking for? More peace, living with all the lights on, things are apparent, obvious, transparent, seeing through people, knowing who they truly are. It's not so much that people need to change who they are. You simply see them for who they are, and you then decide, does that fit into your reality or not? If someone's consistently lying to you, that's who they are. It's your decision to decide, are you going to keep that person in your life or not? And why would you? Do you like being lied to? Do you like being deceived? It's not that people are intentionally doing that. Sometimes they are to some degree or another, but they have their own deep-rooted reasons why that they are totally unaware of. No one is inherently trying to hurt anyone, inherently, because they're part of existence. That's not their core essence, but there could be layers upon layers upon layers of programming, layers upon layers upon layers of self-hatred at play that are seemingly causing people to behave a certain way. However, it's not the cause. Those are just symptoms. Their behavior are simply symptoms of an unhealed mind, unhealed consciousness, fragmented thinking. It's not your job to save those people. It's your job to align with the state of being that you prefer, and then know from that place you'll be given what you need to experience in order to grow. And you're consistently making decisions, consistently making choices. What sort of people do you prefer to have in your life? If you feel a powerful connection with someone, you know you're in the right place. If you feel a connection and it's draining you, it's not necessarily to automatically delete that person from your reality. Maybe you reach a point where you realize, hey, I only needed that one experience, and that was more than enough for me, and I'm moving on. But if you can't work a way to harmoniously engage with someone and it's consistently draining for you, then you know it's time to move on in some way, shape, or form. Simultaneously, if you have a conflict, if you have a situation that can be worked out and you know that both parties are working towards a solution, it's just a matter of discovering what works best, discovering one another's perspectives on why something potentially should go a particular way over another. It's not about conforming to the other person's beliefs. It's not about lowering yourself in any way to their level of thinking or sacrificing. There's a word here that describes all that is certainly not coming to my mind at this moment. Compromise. You don't need to compromise. You just need to share perspectives. And then when you realize what is the most win-win perspective, then you take that. And sometimes that allows you to move forward in a relationship with someone, personally or professionally. And sometimes that empowers you to understand and decide and accept that that person just, it's not going to fit into your life that way. It's not your job to mold into people's perceptions of reality. Many of us have been doing that for a long time in the past. And in this present moment, you can really let go, because if you're being someone who you're not, then you're lying to yourself. Now you're the deceiver. And you might lie to yourself again to say, well, I do that to please them. I do that because they couldn't handle the real me. I do that not to upset them. You're still lying, whether it's to you or to them or to both. A lie is a lie. So when you listen to this silence and you recognize what is true, you recognize what is powerful, you recognize what is deep within yourself, and that the answers are always here. The answers are within yourself, and that may guide you to answers outside of yourself, but it's important to recognize that they came from within. You were guided by intuition. And you know this if you're listening to my message, if you're following me, if you're attending my classes, you know this at one level. Allow yourself to know it at the deepest level, at your deepest core. Embody it, embrace it, live it. Practice it as though you're practicing for a gold medal. What else are you doing here? This life is for you. It's for your growth. It's your game. And as much as you may be taking it seriously, because you recognize that it deserves respect and commitment, because it is here for you, it's also fun. And when you approach it with that childlike demeanor, then you know you're getting the most from it. You're getting your money's worth, so to speak. And why else would you be here other than to get your money's worth? This life is the best investment you've ever made. Why? Because it's where you are right now. It's where you've decided to be at multiple levels, consciously and unconsciously. So why resist? What's the point of resistance? Doesn't it hurt you? Do you think things are going to change by resisting? No. Impossible. Listen to the silence. What is it sharing with you? Embrace it. Love it. Appreciate it. Follow that inner knowing. This is who you are. This is why you're here. Listen to yourself. That's what the silence represents. So I appreciate you joining me once again here for another episode of Phoenix Rising Live. Join me in 40 minutes for the Quantum Goal Activation class at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'll see you on the next episode, the next transmission of Phoenix Rising Live. I love and appreciate you all. You are amazing. We are collectively amazing, living in an amazing world. It's simply our job to recognize that, to allow it in. Living with heaven on earth every moment is a brand new moment to appreciate life. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.